All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to the 13th podcast. Today I have with me Panshui, Jinx, and Kyojin. I'll let them introduce themselves in that order. And so, Panshui, start us off.
What up? My name is Panshui. I'm an Epic 7 streamer, mostly streaming for competitive content. You typically known for me as Inshui. That's what I'm well known at. And tank tops. What's up?
Jinx?
Hey, all right. This is Jinx, top competitive RTA player, part of Life, and just here to help out and talk about things.
Let me interrupt. Rank 4, by the way.
Rank 4. Two-time reigning rank 4 arena champion.
And Kyojin.
No, I was not prepared for this. I'm just some dude.
No, man, don't worry. Just
some dude.
Random.
I'm just some dude.
I was not prepared for this at all.
Our new and upcoming streamer, Kyojin himself, known as Rapchez in-game.
Yeah.
So
I just started streaming about just over a month ago, yeah.
mhm.
The community has been very welcoming to me, and I'm very grateful for it as well.
Yeah, Epic 7, we definitely have like a good community here built up. So,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, and you guys didn't know already, X-Kai King here. And yeah, so we'll just get started. It's not going to be a super long podcast. Today's a pretty random one. Out of nowhere. So, first things first, holiday Yufine thoughts. Do we all have her? I think we all have her, right?
Yeah.
Everybody build them?
Yeah, I have mine 6-starred. I've been trying her out for fun, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let me hear your thoughts, guys.
So far, I am extremely disappointed with her. I think she's being built wrong. She has an awkward kit. And essentially, she's meant to remove all debuffs, but she also wants to cycle her S1 a lot. I think she's being built wrong right now. I'm trying out a build where, stack attack and maybe junkyard dog, with tanky and being maybe a bit slower.
Mhm.
But I just know a speed one, isn't working too great. But I think she has a niche in certain matchups. But even versus Bazaar, I don't think she does enough damage to be worthwhile. So she's a bit lackluster for me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even built her up yet. I'm still waiting for people to decide. I've been seeing all sorts of Yufines.
5 stars?
Uh,
yours not
yeah,
in 6-star? Oh.
mine's not even done yet. I pulled
Okay.
for her, I pity for her, but I didn't even use her yet.
No, I've been enjoying her though. She's been a blast to play with, especially against Estenebria. God, I hate Estenebria, and she works wonders against her.
Oh, that's true. She does work great against Destiny.
Are you running? So I guess it sounds like Jinx. You're building her on a speed build, or
Yeah, I mean she's pretty fast. Mine's I think 230 around it. About 16k HP, 1.5k defense, like 3k attack. I mean she works well. She just doesn't do enough damage, and I have her already maxed. But the stun chance doesn't feel like it's enough to warrant that artifact on her. So I don't know. And she's definitely not a pick you pick too often in RTA. I think very, very niche cases where S10A, Bazaar sometimes. But yeah.
what kind of build do you have? Do you have her on Kyojin? Are you running the same speed build also?
Yes, she's like 210, 220-ish right now because it's you got to work within your gear limits, right? So I'd like it to be faster, but I'm running her 4k attack, pretty tanky, 16k health. The speed not as great, right? 210, 220. It should be around 230. I reckon would make her really shine.
Yeah.
No crit rate, no crit damage. Effectiveness, a little bit as well.
Okay.
I feel like her burn chance is way too low on S1.
Yeah.
It feels like because at the moment I have her Mola to where it's 50%, and I feel like it should be at least 70% or more
I think
to actually start doing damage.
she should just have a second debuff on it, just 2 burns instead of just 1 burn. It just
Yeah.
doesn't work enough.
Yeah, the fact she doesn't scale off at HP for damage really hurts her.
Yeah.
And you really have to land a burn. That's why I was thinking maybe Junkyard Dog. I haven't tried it. I've seen other people try it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
With
if it
Junkyard Dog, it's those 2 burn ticks. Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's almost a kill.
waiting to level up my junkyard dog, so I haven't tried that yet. But sounds like that's working good for you guys. I was kind of memeing it. I ran like a lifesteal build, same as someone else. Who was it? Hongi was running that. but Hong Yo's is much better. But it's kind of fun. Life steal. I think it depends on how your Abyss set rolls. But yeah, I think she's more of a fun unit right now. I force pick her a lot just for fun and memes. But I really don't think she works that well.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely a fun unit to use. And I would love to use her more often. It's just, there's just so many better options out there to use on
definitely
better
RTA
tanks.
standards too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, aside from that, improvements wise, like if you guys were to improve Yufine, aside from you guys mentioned the burns on S1, how giving her extra debuff, right? Whether it's a burn or like what else do you think could make her like her skill 3 and her skill 2, like her kits? Do you think like that's good already as is?
I think you could give her HP scaling damage. That would be huge. Or increase her chance of burning. She needs something where she can do some damage, I think. The fact she just doesn't do anything is detrimental to the team. Damage was.
Her S3 just doesn't do enough. It's like it's kind of confusing how you want to actually run her. She gives like herself greater attack buff, but she doesn't give her team greater attack buff at all. She only just like cleanses and CR boosts. It doesn't feel very impactful. She probably should have like another buff on top of that in order to make her feel somewhat good. Maybe like an effectiveness buff or even like attack buff to the team or something in order to like make her feel kind of usable. As of right now, it's like she's kind of fitting in between of we don't know what kind of build we should put her as. Should we build her as a very slow utility-based bruiser, or should we just build her very fast and just to boost up our entire team? We really just don't know.
Yeah,
that's true. I think like initially the thoughts was to build her tanky. You run her artifact on herself, and she becomes like kind of like a warrior version of like sort of like Basar, but then like less debuffs, and she cleanses your team instead. But so she has a weird mix of like utility plus some kind of damage, but it's like her damage only comes from the burns, really. So I think if we actually get the HP scaling on her, then she might become like another Alencia then now, which but with a lot more utility in her skill kit.
Yeah, and honestly, I think anything that gives her some damage would be huge. But who knows? I don't know if people have really tried a really high attack one, maybe a slow one. So maybe there's some builds out there that can really help her right now, but we just don't see it right now.
Yeah, I mean, have you guys used her in Guild Wars at all, or have you guys just purely been using her in RTA?
For me, just RTA.
Okay.
No, I've used it all over. Like Arena, Guild War.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm using it everywhere. But do keep in mind, right? My guild is not like top 10 or anything, right?
No.
Just rank 1,000 something. So
I think it's more has she been working well for you in Guild Wars or?
Yeah, she's all right. But it feels like again pretty much what Panshui and Jinx are saying, right? It's just you could pick someone else and do a better job.
Yeah.
So you're picking her for fun just to use her, but like
exactly,
most likely like you rather use someone else that has a bit of a better kit. Okay.
And I hate to say it, but she needs like a strip or something because she needs to land her burns, and everybody has immunity, and immunity is becoming way more popular with ML Tywin being out there right now. So it's like, okay, so now you have to bring a stripper to make her go, but then she has to go after certain. There's just so much setup just for this one niche pick. It's awkward.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, that's kind of depressing. I mean, I think like from being like a limited unit, a lot of times we expect or we want them to be nice, considering the past, like with like the SSB and whatnot and stuff like that, right?
Oh, no, not another SSB, please. No. no. Let's stay away from that, please.
Yeah. Like it'd be interesting if we got another SSB kind of unit, then she'd be like OP and everything. But
nah, it'd be bad for the game
no. In the time I forgot to pause the silence, the mute me, so I refunded your points. Yeah, I ain't gonna mute myself right now. Yeah, that ain't happening. Yeah, good try though, bro. Good try. You get your points back. All right. So that was the first topic. Unfortunate, but all right. Next one, I think what a lot of people are hoping for. I don't know how many of you guys are gonna pull for her. I'm gonna try my best. I have halfway to pity.
Oh, for sure.
But Iseria, thoughts what do you guys think she's? Do you think she's good right now? Your initial thoughts, and how are you planning to build her?
She's a straight niche unit. That's it.
Yeah.
Niche, cleave, DPS. Probably can be pretty flexible in offense, but besides that, that's it. Her ratios already been given out. She kind of does like okay damage, but against the current setup that's currently set in Arena, which is probably where she's gonna shine the most because Assassin Cartusia.
And Riot.
Probably wouldn't be too much.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about her. I mean, at first she seems really good with like she's almost like a Bazaar. She strips, she adds unbuffable and attack down or whatever. But like I think she's gonna be awkward to use, like especially in RTA because she has no pushback like Bazaar does. She's gonna be squishy because she has to go first. But I do think her S1's very interesting in the fact that it applies defense down. And she can use a ranger already that applies defense down as well. So you could stack those two possibly. So I was thinking maybe some weird build where it would like counter with S1 defense down all the time, or if you could build her tanky. But besides that, like I can't really. I'm hopeful that she'll be good, but I'm not expecting her to be great.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Kyojin.
No, I got no opinion on her.
No.
It's a skip for me, man.
Oh, you're actually gonna skip her. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I know some people are saying like they're gonna skip her because they feel like she's not as good, but
to me it just doesn't feel worth it. Especially with the multipliers and all that stuff. It's I'm just gonna wait for Fallen Cecilia to come back around. Oh baby, give me that.
Oh yeah,
I need a nice thing.
Actually, I'm actually curious a little bit because considering you're a new streamer, right? I don't know too much about you. Like, when did you actually start playing Epic 7?
The first month of release global.
Oh, so you've been playing since? Oh,
wow. Yeah, I've been playing since then. Though this is my first gacha as well, so I'm very new to this.
Okay.
Epic 7 was my first, so it was quite the experience starting up. I had no idea what to expect.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's interesting then. Okay, I'm curious about some. Oh, sorry, go for it, Jinx.
Oh, just I feel like it's too detrimental to like. I mean, if you can pull for it, I would say pull for it because we saw with the ML Tywin.
Yeah.
You know, when you miss like something and it gets buffed, like getting it again is gonna be so hard, right? Like you're gonna either have to wait like a year and a half or something for it to come back.
I think that's the one thing that worries me the most is so. As you know, wait, do all three of you have ML Tywin?
Yeah, I got like 4 of them.
Okay.
I 1 plus dupe.
Kyojin?
I don't know what it's like to pull a 5-star ML, bro. What's that like?
Wait, you don't have an ML 5-star?
What do you mean, bro? No, I don't have ML Tywin. Dude, did you? I don't know if you saw, but in season 1, I had like no 5-star MLs. I had Ruel. That's all I could use. I had to use all my RBG units, bro.
Dang. Okay.
I think I was only using Troublemaker Crozet to really help me.
I remember that.
And Champion Zerato, but he's going back to the Shadow Realm, man. I need those maulers.
Oh yeah, I should add that as a topic. We should talk about that. Well, yeah, I kind of regret not pulling for ML Tywin. I was like, I can probably skip him. He looks okay, but I don't think I need. And then with the buff on him, it kind of pretty big regrets. Pretty big regrets there.
Well, I was like,
we wouldn't know. Everyone was like begging for it.
I was like the opposite. I thought he was like really good at first, and but he turned out being really bad. So it was like I had like buyer's remorse. But then became
the buff
a
came.
god. So,
yeah. Then he became the savior of RTA. Apparently, most used unit after that.
Yeah. I mean, they overbuffed him, of course, right? There's no reason he should have a stun and a slow on his S3 at 80%. It's insane.
Plus the soul burn, like the fact that he can soul burn.
The cycle is huge.
Into a 1 turn cooldown after that, right? After the soul burn, it's just way too crazy. Like he just stuns every other turn. But I think like
holy sack.
Sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt, but holy sack ML Tywin.
Yeah.
Goddamn, bro.
The holy sack ML Tywins, being super annoying too.
Yeah, and he's like changing meta too. Like everybody needs to bring immunity now, or like it's the reason why Vivian's really great right now, and Eraz, just like things that have immunity in RTA right now are strong because of ML Tywin exists.
Yeah, I guess like that's where I have a similar worries like with ML Iseria. Like either A, right? Looking at her now, it's either she becomes like, well, she's like one of the weaker units now, right? People pull for her and they ask for a buff and they overbuff her, right? Or B, she's actually really good in some sort of team comp, right? So I think I'm probably most worried about that. So I'll definitely try pulling for her. Do you cleave at all? Okay, sorry. I guess I know Panshui uses time Iseria. Jinx, you still cleave in arena, right? Do you bother?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about that tonight as well, Arena and the changes they made to it.
Yeah.
You know, this I played every season, and I thought the game or the elo system was great. You know, it made sense. Only issue was the boosting issue. You know, the guilds. That was obvious, and that's in every game. But like, I really liked what they did with the blind system. But for some reason, they decided to change the elo system where you get points basically off of every person you kill and not like based on what rank they are.
Yeah.
So you get inflated points, so you could just keep farming and farming and farming. You know, everybody, and you end up with like I think Asia had what 13k points.
16K.
The other week, 16k points.
I heard it was 16k at the end.
16k.
Yeah. So it's so pay to win. So I kind of honestly gave up on Arena. I just focused on RTA now.
Okay, don't worry. I'll definitely add a topic for this. Actually, that's good. I'll add that topic at the end, so people will also have a referral. We'll go back over this real quick after that. But yeah, do you cleave in arena, Kyojin, or do you bother with arena, or are you just like pure RTA focus?
Since I've gotten the promotion for Legend 1 like a really long time ago, back in like season 2, I've never really bothered with it at this point. I just like AFK champion pretty much because for me the borders it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth the gems, especially since I'm not gonna whale for just a border, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about that later too. Yeah. Like, okay, fair enough. All right, we'll see how she is. We'll see how Iseria is when she comes out. I was honestly my initial thought is trying to use her with Oxlot's Judge Key Stay C-Dom, some sort of combo with that. So like, she could because she has a fast base speed, so I was trying to run her on speed set, and then somehow or a slow set, boost her in C-Dom and just cycle the turns. But I'm not sure.
I think she just has an awkward kit again. They keep making units with weird kits that just don't
or
seem
niche
to
kits,
work.
right? Like
they just don't synergize well, so it's hard to use them.
It's like, yeah, we'll see what happens there. It's a bit interesting because it seems like all the Yufine came out specifically to counter Bazaar, and then now Iseria comes out, Iseria comes out, and it seems like she's the direct counter to like Fat Cat evasion units. Rylet, who also just came out, right, counters those units sort of. It just feels like they're really targeting a niche. Same with ML Haste, right? ML Haste counters like Arby, which was really strong. So it feels like they're starting to lean more and more towards that sort of like style of coming out with new units rather than in the past where they.
And personally, I think
kits.
I like that. I mean, the other option is just power creeping, right?
Yeah.
If you have this rock paper scissors thing, at least it adds pocket picks, and especially in RTA where you can ban things, it makes a lot more strategy. I think because if you pick wrong, you pick wrong matchup, you just lose. So I kind of enjoy that aspect. It adds another layer of strategy to it.
True, that's true.
Yeah, I completely agree with Jinx. Like, we don't need another RB or SSB, right? Just
Yeah.
slap an S3 on it, bro, and you win the game, right? We don't need another that.
Yeah.
So everything they've done after SSB, I think honestly they've been pretty good with it.
They've
Right?
definitely
There's no
mellowed
massive,
down,
big
right?
dick,
Yeah, exactly.
like big dick Tywin coming in with his buff.
Yeah, and then there's Tywin, which is a little overbuffed, unfortunately. But I mean, mistakes are prone to happen, I guess. The things.
Yeah.
But
And it's so
Better than
weird
a whole
how
unit.
they overbuff some units and then other units they barely touch at all. Like what was it, Emilio? Like his change? Is that gonna do anything? Seriously?
I don't think so because he doesn't detonate everyone. He only detonates one, which is unfortunate. But so I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like he's probably gonna be getting the who is it called? Tenebria treatment, I like to call it. Tenebria got buffed 3 times, and then she's usable. Charlotte got
usable now.
Charlotte got buffed twice or something, and then got like a full rework, and then now she's like plus another buff, I think. I don't remember. And then now people are starting using more. Emlia will probably have to wait for that, I think, before I see him meta, but we'll have to see on that. All right. well, Emlia, we'll see what happens when she gets pulled. Probably do another podcast then, and then we'll see what's people's thoughts there is on that. All right, Mola changes and skill points. Yeah, we'll go over this real quickly first before we'll talk about. We still had the arena topic, and what was the other thing that I want to go over? Ah, shoot. What did you say? I want to. You mentioned it earlier,
Didn't you
Jinx.
say champion Zerato?
Oh right, yes, the champions are out because people want to know what to trade. Right. Yeah. So, anyways, the Mola changes. Yeah. All right. So, someone shoot out your thoughts first. Yeah, Kyojin, you were talking about it initially when I was typing this in. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Since we have the patch notes now.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? It's absolutely better than nothing.
True.
But yo, 3 MolaGora, man. You stingy, bro. Stingy as fuck.
Not just 3 MolaGoras for free. 3 MolaGoras with some sort of condition, right? And the worst
stingy,
part,
man.
I think honestly for me the worst part here is, let me go over this real quick. As far as I can tell, is I think one thing I've always talked about is they don't give enough details in the patch notes. I feel like still, but for people with Kayron, yo, rip, right? Like I don't know. Doesn't
Everybody's maxed him.
yeah, like
one person's maxed him.
Hey, you guys, this is not me, bro. I have a plus 15k on.
Oh,
wait,
shit.
do you really?
Yeah, bro. Hey,
So good.
I was rocking the Kayron, bro. I was like, you know what? We'll max him out.
Awkward.
Well then, that's one of the rare. You're one of the rare species. Yeah, I only know 2 people right now with plus 15 Kayrons. Yeah, you and Mr. Howard Tumba. Yeah, one of our friends. Like
Dr. Howard.
oh, sorry, Dr. Howard Tumba. 15% of the game. Anyways, yeah, I guess lucky for you. Yeah, you'll get your molas back there. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this because 3 MolaGoras like per friendship 10 people. You get the 3 skill points. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's no downside to it. It's still good. It's great for like, let's say for example, if you like farm like a lot and wyvern and like hunt and whatnot, you can easily make like a friendship 10 team. But just for how tedious it is to get just to friendship 10 and only to get 3 molas out of it, just feels like crap.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
like,
it takes a long time to get.
Yeah, it takes a long time, and I don't even know how much friendship they're gonna even give when we start using our units for guild wars or.
Oh, and a tip is if you can do, I guess Banshee 13 with the 3-man, you can. I guess you could use the last unit for friendship. That's what I'm planning to do at least, because I don't want to do adventure. But I think, I think it's good. I mean, I have a different perspective since I'm a whale and I just buy the packs every month.
Yeah.
So like anything is a huge, but like I feel like it's kind of hard for new players. Well, it's definitely really hard because I've been buying packs since the start of a game, right? And I haven't missed a Mola pack really. And I do every event. I get all the Molas, and I still can't like Mola my units, all the units I want to Mola.
Yeah.
It's really tough. So for a new player, that must be insane, right? Like
and like
trying
free to play players too.
Yeah,
like it's really hard there.
So I don't think this is enough for it, but it is better than nothing. At least you're doing something.
I think like one of the things it's good that they're having this. I think my biggest worry about this is just like at least I don't see how it's supposed to work. Is like if you get the 3 skill points and your unit is already let's say they're plus 12 or something midway molad, or whatnot. Like you have to plus 15 to get those molas back or whatnot. Like I don't know if I like how the system works itself. I feel like it could probably be fine-tuned a little bit better still.
And it's unfortunate that you can't get friendship from like RTA or something, so you can't even use it there. But I guess it would be abused.
I thought they're changing that so that the areas where you can get friendship. What are the areas now?
I think it's Arena and Guild Wars.
Arena and Guild Wars.
Arena attack, Guild Wars attack. Yeah, PvP. So PvE content, labyrinth camping, and then Arena attack, Guild Wars attack. Yeah. So yeah, and then you don't get any from World Arena. So the easy way to farm to farm friendship through RTA has unfortunately gone out the window too.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd be able to, so that way it'd be a little bit easier for people. Like that, I was thinking, if they could do that, that would push people to do RTA. But at the same time, they can get a benefit of it because a lot of people don't do RTA. I feel like, they don't do RTA because tedious. They just don't like it or whatnot. But this would at least put them to do it if they get the friendship. But
yeah,
it's very specific. It looks like it's Arena attacks, Guild Wars attacks only. So RTA might not be part of that.
Yeah, it's in fine text. They literally said
RTA is not part players will not be able to increase friendship from World Arena. Yeah.
Yup. It's in fine text.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, it's good. I think it's a good start that they're giving this. I've always tried put. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I guess one strange thing is like it's really like I have a Crow FCC. I have all these units and I can't max them because their last skills are like 10 molas.
Mhm.
It's really unfortunate too. So like people that want to max a unit, it's just like I feel like the last skill point is just so hard to obtain.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping for a molar reduction, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. I think like whether I've been like either like a molar reduction where like whether it's 4 or 5 stars take a little bit less, or they give us like an extra 1 or 2 molas each week, so that the ratio of the molas we're getting now can keep up with like the new units. Like I don't expect to be able to mola every single unit, max out every single unit that comes out, but like at least like every other unit or every kind of like 1 or 3 units, right? We can get we can get that.
And for like units like Diane, for example, her S1, her last 2 take like almost
10, it's like
mola.
8. It's like 8.
And for what you get for those 10 is ridiculous. There's no way it should cost that much. So
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Like like what you get out of that is like, is it worth it? Sometimes like a lot of units you don't finish the molas because you don't need it, right? So, yeah, that's the one downfall with the system. Like it's good at the same time. There's there's a few things that kind of you run into issues with for a lot of units.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens when that comes out. We'll see. Community will probably talk about it more once that comes out, and then we'll see what the thoughts are. All right, next topic here: Champion Zerato. Champion Zerato recall. All right, so I know Kyojin has one. I know Jinx has one. I know Panshui has one. So you guys talk about this because I don't have one, so I can't. I can't say much about this except for the fact like you guys use them a lot, right? So.
Well, yeah, I am definitely going to recall him just to give him molas back. I'm going to rebuild him, but I'm just not going to mola him because I don't know how detrimental this change is going to be to him. Obviously, he's broken right now with some evasion or something. So I'm going to see if anybody's using him to success, and if they are, then I may put some molas in him in the future. But I barely use him as is, so it's like I don't know. It's one of those things where I just rather have a molas.
Okay. What about you guys? Like, Kyojin,
Same thing, pretty much.
do you only have one Champion Zerato?
I got 2.
Oof, lucky.
So he's ready to go, and Tempest Surin's coming home, baby.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
Tempest Surin is coming home.
All right.
And the MolaGora as well. That's the main reason, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, you use Champion Zerato, you just get, let's say you bring him against an SSB or something, right? For the debuffs, right?
Yeah.
He just gets dicked down anyway. It doesn't even matter. Or you just ignore him, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you can just use other people to do a better job than what he does currently, just because he's so easy to ignore, and he requires pretty much every single stat except resistance now.
And people think he's like a counter for Dizzy and everything. I mean, it really isn't that a huge deal, to be honest with you. I see more people lose by picking him into Dizzy than him countering Dizzy.
Yeah, because what they would do is they would just simply S2, S1, violin, keep stripping, push back. He never takes a turn because you need every single stat in the game on him with also life steal. So he's just never taking a turn. Slowly gets worn down and he's gone.
Yeah. So like, I think that's the thing is like, so with his bug fix, not nerf.
Quote unquote bug fix.
Yeah, quote unquote bug fix. Who do you think is worth it for people? Like, so with new players and free to play players only having, let's say, 1 copy of him, right? Who do you think are top choices people should definitely recall for?
Don't trade. If you only have 1 copy, don't trade.
You think so? Having 1 copy, don't trade. Okay.
I'd agree.
Copy, don't trade.
There's no other 4-star, I think, would be that, I don't know.
There isn't another unit. There isn't another unit that currently replaces Champion Zerato.
Yeah.
In a certain situation where debuffs are currently being very prominent and more are being released, you still need him no matter what as a situational pick, even when things go downhill for him. Right?
Yeah.
At least
I mean, Chad's right. Like Alots and CDOM, those are actually really strong as well. But Champsy is special, right? Like he as Panshui says, he's the only unit that does this, right? So you just have to be aware of that. Like it's a risk, a big risk.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that was one thing I was always wondering about is like, unfortunately, I don't have Champ Z, so I don't know how impactful he might be. I never got to use him that much in RTA either. But like,
You mean it at all?
thanks. Yeah, at all. Feels bad. Yeah. It's always kind of like, you know, like I feel like I personally find A-Lots and C-Dom really high priority for me. Right? Like I find those two units really good, along with like General Purgus, possibly. But I don't know. General Purgus, I guess you don't need it. You know, if anything, it just speeds up a Wyvern run. But like I always thought like A-Lots and C-Dom were really strong units that you could use.
Well,
but
another thing, if you just don't enjoy using them, like the game is about having fun, right? Like if you want CDOM to like nuke somebody
someone.
down, right? Like pick CDOM, right?
Yeah.
Or like A-Lots to cleave, pick A-Lots.
True. Yeah. I guess you guys are right in that sense where like Zerato is still one of the only units that kind of pseudo counters like debuff comps, like kind of helps deter people from that. Aside from now, I'm a Tywin, but being a 4-star, you know, it's a little bit easier for some people to get sometimes, I think. So it's still he still has a bit more of a unique kit compared to other units to help with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So that's for new players. All right, let's talk about Arena real quick here. Arena changes. So Jinx was talking about this. I don't know if you follow this too much, Kyojin, since you say you're AFK champion, but
No, it's definitely not a topic I can add to.
Okay, no worries. But so a lot of us see, you know, just for people that know, right? Last season or the other seasons, right? Whenever you hit people, if they're higher ranking than you, you know, you'll gain more points if you're lower ranking, and those higher people will gain less points if you're lower ranking if they hit you. But now the system's changed so that, you know, everyone gets the same amount of points. Right? It's 1-to-1 ratio. Same thing, same amount of points. Doesn't matter your ranking, where you're at, or whatnot. And so what that's caused now is arena points has fluctuated to the point where it sounds or seems like it's who has a bigger wallet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which I find unfortunate because I still think arena is an enjoyable part of the game for certain people. Especially, you know, if they want to be pseudo competitive or whatnot, they like that aspect, right? Now it's not really like a competitive of like, you know, who might have stronger gear or anything, or who can make like a good enough defense. Where like, for example, like Jinx, like from what I remember, like last season, right? You barely did any attacks much. You kind of just your defense carried you.
Perfect spot, honestly. What they did was really greedy, and it actually like really puts a sour taste in my mouth. And like, I'm really glad they did the blind thing, but they also snuck this in as well. And this is what other games do to make you pay to win to get arena. You just keep grinding, and just whales fighting whales. You know, I mean, it's still that before this, but like this is just extra stuff. You're just milking money out of people because people that want their frame are gonna have to spend countless dollars on gems refreshes every week for like months to get the frame they want, you know? So, and the frame doesn't mean as much anymore. I mean, before there was a boosting problem, so the frame really didn't mean too much, but I think with the blind changes, it would have really added a lot more back to arena.
Yeah.
But then they took it away with the sealer change. So it's like, it's always like give 2 steps forward, 1 step back with like this smile game. So
yeah, I really like the blind day. Like, I think it was a really good idea, right? Like, you know, you can tell sometimes depending on people's frames and whatnot, but it's hard to tell overall. So, you know, sometimes you might accidentally hit someone you would try to avoid in the past or whatnot, stuff like that. But like with that new change there, it's just kind of like, you know, we saw global server is still tame in my opinion. I thought it was overcapped by a bit, right? But you know, we almost hit 8K, I think. Was it 7.6 or was it 8.6? Do you remember? Does anyone?
I didn't keep them.
Chat, do you guys remember where the arena points ended for global? Okay, global. Okay, no matter what, global. 8K3. Okay, so 8,300 in global, right? Yeah, and then we compare that to Asia. Asia has 16K. Asia literally doubled the amount of points in arena than us for rank 1, which I don't know. I just find that a little bit absurd.
It was just one person.
It's
I
one person,
believe.
but
there were some people that were hovering around like 13k though, right below that 16k person.
yeah, like I just find that absurd. And the worst part here, thankfully you already got your Legend 1 rewards, Kyojin, but any new players now who join the game, I don't think they have a shot at Legend 1 rewards.
No,
Because
not anymore.
the moment it comes to it, on Monday, unless you do it right at resets and you have a really good team, right? Someone's gonna be like, boom, like super high up in points there. Like someone's refreshing for flags. Like I think like on like Monday afternoon, someone was already at like 7, like I don't know, like 6k points plus or something like that, which was it. As a free to play player, you don't want to spend all your gems to get Legend 1 just to get the same amount of gems back. It feels like a bit of a waste there. So yeah.
And I don't know how it is in Summoner's War. Maybe Once and Lover can talk about it later. But
Yeah.
like, I think it's more balanced there, right? I think they have a normal elo system, right?
I don't know. I
I'm
haven't
not
touched Summoner's War in a really long time. I don't know if they changed anything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't remember how it works with Summoner's War.
Yeah, and I mean, right before this happened, like Exo Series, I also play that game, and they have the same thing. It is gross, like trying to, especially because I'm a new player there.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's impossible to get like the rank 1 rewards and stuff if you're not like mega whaling in the game.
That's pretty. I didn't know Exos Heroes was like that too. That's
Yeah.
pretty depressing.
Pretty bad.
Well then, all right. Hopefully, we'll see if they do that. I mean, something I want to talk to them about because I feel like not the best system, but we'll see what happens there.
I'd like to know why, or at least if they could explain why they did it. Because I think the only obvious reason is they want more money, right? Because I don't think there's another reason.
Unfortunately, like that's what it feels like. Which I think it definitely leaves a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. All right. Well, aside from that, open chat topic. Do you guys have anything you guys want to bring up? Like anything, your thoughts on the game itself, anything specific, or chat? Is there anything you want to ask specifically?
I just want to say that I think the game is in a great state right now, power creep wise, and I'm really glad they haven't, keep releasing units like SSB, right? I think we made a mistake with Emlia Tywin, but like that's kind of a benign mistake, like because he's not. I mean, he's extremely strong, right? But he's not game breaking strong. So I hope we just keep that up. To be honest with you.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, I completely agree as well.
So chat has questions. Sedge says, "Is Kayron really dead?" Thoughts on that? Kyojin Panshui, you guys have any thoughts specifically?
I personally think he's dead.
Okay.
I think nowadays, I think to put it right now is like currently there's so many ways of getting rid of Kayron in general, whether that be like indirects, whether you could just like even like let's say like, for example you put him against like a Lencia or put him against like any other Earth unit, he's still gonna get screwed over no matter what. Is whether he can actually kill them. He needs the ability to execute someone, but when he can't do that, he just ends up being very, very underwhelming. And especially when his role currently can be replaced for like other units as of right now that could probably do a lot better in him in terms of AoE. He feels very underwhelming.
Oh yeah, Tank Meta killed him.
Yeah, Tank Meta killed him completely. It's even harder for him to do damage, especially when like units like Diane, Crow, even Ruel, or like all these other knights just end up being too much for him to really handle. Besides that, like for RTA, that's just like for RTA in general. You can barely pick them. Even against Cleave, you probably can't even pick them because then everybody's probably running strippers of some sort. Athletica or Isla's Violin or anything that will probably just deal with him like straight up. And then he's just dead. In terms of like offense, like for other content, for Guild Wars or for Arena, I think him in offense is still really good. Like you still can't really neglect him. But in terms of defense, this guy gets rolled over way too fast.
Okay. What about you, Kyojin?
For Kayron?
Yeah.
I've been rocking him Rin lately, and he just does not matter. He doesn't do anything, bro. Strip him, stun him, get him low. What's he gonna do? He's gonna stand there and die.
Oh,
on the topic of RTA though, how would you guys feel about a blind on RTA?
How would that work? Like, I've heard suggestions about that. Like, do you have any like specifics about what you feel like the blind would be like?
So let's say you see the queue, right? You know how it pairs the names together, right?
Yeah.
So that's blinded. In the drafting phase, maybe keep it blinded, and then once you're in the game, show the name. So like when it opens when both characters are on the field, right? I think that's when you could I guess appear the name.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. It's just like a random.
It's an interesting thought because people have mentioned it, and like I think I don't know, like my thoughts on that at least is I think it could be good, but at the same time it's like RTA at the same time I feel like it's people's information. Playing against someone, let's say, you match up against someone specifically, so you see the name, you know their playstyle, you know how their units are built, whatnot, then you can pick accordingly and target ban accordingly. So that blind date kind of removes that, right? So I don't know if like, is that like part of like a RTA strategy, knowing your opponents, or is that, do you go into blind so that it's more dependent on how you play against yourself, or like knowing what you can play against and what you can't play against now, right? So I feel like that might change things quite a bit. So
I kind of like RTA how it is right now, but I mean, yeah.
I think like it's an interesting thought. I'm not sure, but like for RTA itself, I feel like personally for me, I've always liked the fact that you can kind of like see the name and you know who you're against, and then you kind of, I know this person now uses these kind of units. This is his play style. This is whatnot, that kind of thing. With that, I feel like it adds in a little bit extra strategy. But I think the blind date could be interesting. People have brought it up. I don't know if anything that could be like a special mode, so where you don't know anyone, you don't know anything, and then you just kind of go into it blind. I think that'd be a cool mode to have, along with other modes that they could possibly give.
I mean, more so, just give us like options to customize what we can actually do, what could be banned, or something like that. At least because then we basically have like the spectate and all the other stuff now. We can actually make like an entire lobby now. Maybe we could actually
that might be a little bit hard though. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how they could add in the system where we can specify what can be banned and used. I don't know, like I think that might get a little too complicated. For us, like it's like we click a button and this huge box comes up saying like, "This is all your selection." I'm like, I don't really think I want that right now. Like, if they would just implement a special mode every month, where it's like, this is what can be used as, all these units are permabanned this month or something, and that'd be cool to have and whatnot. Aside from that, anything else you guys want to talk about in the game specifically, or any questions you see in chat that you feel like is worth addressing here or would be good to address? Let me see what else is there. Oh,
that is a good one. More rewards for RTA.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like right now, well, it's kind of interesting. People talked about how if you're gold, right, you get the 2k conquest points, and if you're masters, you don't get any conquest points. All you get is a frame and the skin. Granted, the skin is pretty good. I do like the skin, but I feel like something I've always wanted was some sort of RTA shop. The same way Arena works, right? Like, it gives some sort of incentive. Like, if you win a battle, right, you get a certain amount of points, right? That way people can't just yield. And then, RTA is free, right? You can do as much as you want. So if you do it enough, then you can buy out the shop, right? And it resets, I don't know, like every week, every month, something where like, you can buy out the shop once a week, where there's one Mola in there, 1 or 2 charms in there. That kind of thing. So like that way it gives people an incentive to do more RTA, and then that at that point there you also have the incentive to, you have the extra resources for people who are struggling with the molas as we talked about previously.
But then again, you don't want people just doing RTA for rewards, right? You want them to do it because they want to play RTA.
Yeah, I do agree. Like there's like that. There will be that like division where people are just doing it to do it for the rewards. And then there's the people, but I think for the people that are going to be doing it to actually be competitive, they'll be like, they'll obviously will push higher. Whereas the people who don't, they'll be pushed all the way down, right?
You just don't want to force people to do content they don't want to do, and I never like that with games, right? And when you do that, like, because I'm sure there's people out there who just hate RTA and just never want to do it.
That's true.
And I know that feeling, right? Because like Holo Trials, I never want to do Holo Trials, but I need to do it because I need those stupid points, right?
Yeah.
So luckily, it only takes a couple seconds to do. But I don't like the thing where you're forced to do certain content just to proceed.
That's true. That's true. That is a valid point where like some people I know there are some viewers who just don't like RT in general, right? They don't want to do it. They don't want to look at it. They don't like that sort of aspect. They like to play, the PvE content and whatnot. So that is true. There is one thing that someone brought up is what's it called? Oh, right, expedition. Rewards, energy, difficulties, and stuff like that. What are your thoughts? Like
expeditions in general?
Yeah, like, do you feel like
it's great?
Okay.
Yeah. It's a great like source of getting like I-90s. I like ever since the release of it, I think the speed of just getting I-90s have been so nice. Whether that be like with manifestation stones and reforged materials, all in all, it's just it's a lot for what it is. Like, and for every month, I think it's great.
I think the one
for like
the one issue I have with it is I think the system is great itself, but level 3s I feel like are kind of right now, like as people are seeing in chat, is kind of negligible. I think for a lot of people, right? Maybe top end players, they can probably do it. That once they have the specified team set up, right, with really good gear, then they can do the level 3s together. But for most people in the game, right, they just ignore level 3s. I don't know if that's like, do you think that's something that needs to be changed, or do you think it's good? Like, do you think it should be kept to the people who have really good gear and whatnot? Because I know a lot of mid-tier guilds and whatnot, they just don't do level 3s, right? Like, what do you think?
I think it's just because then we always try to compare our rewards to our energy and whatnot. Like, to me, I just do level 2s, 18 energy for like 3v4, just like amazing for a guaranteed amount.
Yeah.
Especially when there's like after you finish like a certain amount of runs, you get like a guaranteed reward no matter what. It's quite a bit. It's a lot. For the people that are saying that it's really not worth it and it's not proportional, I feel like you're kind of like overstating it like quite a bit. Especially when like I understand that there is some difficulty on like the other stages. It's probably just because then not to roast. It's probably just because then you don't have good friends. That's just
damn, yo, okay, yo, Panshui is throwing the shit. You hear that, chat?
You don't have good friends to carry.
No friends, all right.
You don't. No, it's not no friends. You don't have good friends.
Good friends, dude. Good friends would carry you. Okay, bad friends would just let you suffer and have you actually do the expeditions. Because then, if you guys haven't realized, you guys could just the people that if you host the expeditions, you don't need to do it. Your friends can do it.
Yeah.
Right. Your guildies can do it. Right. Now, let's say for example you got no friends or guildies, then you hosting it probably means nothing. But
one thing I don't.
Yeah, sorry, go for it.
One thing I don't get is, I give a whole board thing. You do it to get all the rewards from a board, but like after that point, I just like, why would you want to do it? Like, just go farm and you get the stuff and you can let your friends do it that have to finish a board. So I don't know if there's continued value in like doing it over time, but like at the start of each month, I guess it's interesting. But I'm more excited about the possibilities this feature adds to the game. Like maybe we can have some more co-op possibilities.
Yes.
Like something like how World Boss should have been, where you can have people fight with you somehow.
Yeah.
So I really, they have technology now, so hopefully they can implement it in other aspects of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I definitely want the co-op stuff, and I'll agree. That's something we talked about expositions. Is like once you're done, right? The depot, which I think a lot of people finish early. Like at the end of the month, like some people will still do it, but other people are like, you don't find a need to do it anymore. You just you just go ahead and farm Wyvern itself or Banshee, A13, whatever it is. You get more of the stuff there, right? So I don't know. I don't know if they'll do anything about that in the future. All right. Well, Let me see. Anything else in chat? Emlia, Iseria gonna counter Rylet at all? Not fully, in my opinion.
Oh, one thing we didn't talk about was Melissa. Her change. That's pretty huge. I think Korea was actually really upset about Melissa change.
Wait, what?
Versus Emma Violet.
Really?
Yeah, I had to change my build just because of that. Because I was running a lifesteal Ryler, right?
Yeah.
And I could get his speed to about 212.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran into a Melissa before the buff, right? This is before the buff.
Yeah.
She was around 220.
Mm-hmm.
She stripped me, didn't crit, almost killed me. Then I'm like, oh fuck, gotta change back to my 240 build, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you need to run speed Violet now, especially with the Melissa buff.
Okay, that's interesting. So I don't know. Like, I feel like, well, day one I had Melissa plus 12, so I'm sort of happy about it. Either way, like I still use her here and there from time to time, but I just don't have enough gear to spread between everyone.
I think she's definitely gonna have a lot, have a place in RTA now.
Mm-hmm. We definitely might see a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm personally gonna build her now because of that change.
Yeah.
I feel like really it's to ignore, what was it?
It ignores the initial evasion.
Well, her soul burn.
Oh, soul burn ignores effect resist. Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, like, that you can run book on her now. So well, you have to really.
Any unit really with that kind of ignore effect resist, I feel like is really strong.
Yeah.
I mean, considering Bassar, right? We saw Bassar.
I mean, like Solera was using it right now, and it was really strong versus Violet. After the buff, it's going to be kind of broken versus him.
Yeah. And then it's like, I think it's just really strong. It's like a kind of like a Falcon or Clarion in a sense, but you can follow up with damage right away, right? And then the other aspect is her other change is that you don't need to crit now for the extra turn, right? It guarantees the extra turn, which means with that, with that aspect where, let's say if you do run into an MLDB or something, right, you miss, so you still get the extra turn, you still have another chance to kill him, and her S2 might just do enough damage to just straight up nuke him possibly now if your Melissa has good enough gear, possibly. So yeah, unless they go before your Melissa, right, then you run into that issue.
Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about too was what do you guys think about the current state of hell raids and what we should do about it, especially with I-90 being out? What do you think the future is for it?
I feel like hell raids, I haven't really put too much thought into that, to be honest. Like, I feel like it's just something I still do. I feel like for a good majority of the player base, the hell raid gear is still good, considering the fact that well, with expeditions, it makes I-9s a lot easier to get, to be honest.
It's just it's a huge jump start for the new players. Like, the moment when they start getting into Hell Raid in general, like, it's the biggest boost that they're going to get that's guaranteed. Right?
Yeah.
Every month. But for us, it's okay. I guess I could still use, like, the immunity chest piece. But that's about it.
Yeah.
One thing Carolus is saying here, Hell Raid isn't a problem. Normal Raid is. There's like no reason to run it anymore, which...
Yeah. I don't. I haven't run it for months.
Oh, really? I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, I have a bit of a conflicting opinion with that, because I still run the normal raid for artifact charms, which I feel like I need a lot of. Or, well, as some people in chat, like Lil J, they go for the Molas from the RNG box, right?
Yeah.
I feel that's one reason, but I do feel like it is a bit more of a chore now. Like, normal raid, if I don't, I'll just do like what I need to, but it's not like a must do. I feel like now, like, but it is good to have that. But I don't know. Like, I guess there's different opinions from that. Like, to some people, they just might not bother with that. As like, Jinx, you don't bother anymore. But then
I wish they would just have the portals like Hell Raid.
Yeah, I would do it if they had that.
I think if they just have like
don't make me run through the damn thing.
It's a trash. It takes forever.
Yeah, it's just time consuming. I think that's the main thing. It's time consuming, right?
Yeah.
And you have to take a bit of time out for that to.
I'd rather farm like hunts during that time. To be honest with you,
I think that comes from an aspect for a lot of people where hell raids people don't find worth it anymore, right? I think that's where you're coming from, is farming the gear. For the people who are going to farm a lot, they'll probably get better gear than they'll get from hell raids now, which I think to them that becomes like an issue of hell raids being another chore now.
Well, I mean, I still like Hellraid. It's a free I-90, right? So, and it's epic, right? So it's valuable. I'm just like, I don't know. I like the idea of challenging PvE content, and I hope they expand upon it and maybe more Hell Raids or something else in the future like that. I like the idea of they just kind of it seems kind of abandoned, especially how slow it took to get the Hell Raid bosses out. So,
I think the other thing is what's it called? I've always wondered why they didn't bring this out yet, but Automaton Tower.
hard mode, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen a hard mode yet. Because considering now,
oh, dude, that was so much fun when the hard mode, well, easy mode first came out.
Yeah,
and it was actually hard.
Well,
it felt so good when I got cleared level 100.
Yeah,
it was amazing feeling.
I found it fun.
Dark Pulvers? No.
People were pissed off. People hated it, but I hated it too, dude. I raged so much. But when I finally got it, it felt so good, and I felt like it was worth it. But like now, it's just literally a chore just to get a free mola, right? So or whatever, or bookmarks, whatever.
Yeah,
the sense of accomplishment is gone.
Yeah, I think that's what like. I hate to put it this way, but like I feel like a big part of the player base, like they like things handed to them. So which is why when Automaton initially first came out, and it was hard, right? It felt like it was limited with the units, right?
Yeah, it was.
Then people were just start complaining about it. But the thing is, I think from what I remember, right, as time went on, people found, right, 3-star teams that you could build up for that. Yeah. And now with the stigma changes, right? Well, back then the stigma changes didn't hit yet, so there's an issue. But with the stigma changes, like I feel like there's no issue anymore with that. Like
totally.
Like 3-star, there's so many good 3-star units that you could probably use to just complete stuff now. Which
I think back then was like the way to clear it was either Dark Corvus or Commander Lorena. I didn't have Commander Lorena back then.
Yeah.
Or rather, I refused to mola her.
Yeah.
Because we could have a strong like almost one-shot team or like hiding watch Shuri. I think that's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I want to see, like a hard Automaton Tower come out, so like challenge players, or a difficult, like co-op mode for like the game itself, where like there's a challenging boss, you have to work together, kind of thing. Which would be cool to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. They really needed to release hard. I mean, I like the structure. You could do it at your own pace. It was single player, challenging PvE content that gave you decent rewards at any time. So I liked it.
Eska, Reddit was like, people with crowd DC can only do it. Meanwhile, while I had those units and I still couldn't beat it, that's a Pepe laugh. I don't know. I don't want to know how that's possible, but okay.
I like even Jatai took like a couple hours to do it. Like right afterwards, it was like 2 hours to clear all of 1 through 90, and then all of a sudden you get like hard stuck from like 91 to like 100. It's like, what happened? Why is it taking like 6 hours to 8 hours all of a sudden? Like I remember my first day. Was doing it. It was so bad.
Someone else already mentioned it, but the new Cecilia artifact. Yo. All right.
Oh my god, so strong.
Okay. All right, all three of you guys, give me your thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, put it on Lilius. That's all I have to say. It's so strong. It makes any knight into FCC. It's a must pull. You got to give his artifact.
Okay. Kyojin, what do you think?
No, I think the same. I think it's really nice, especially for off tanks. It's a beautiful artifact. Very nice.
Do you think it's gonna have a big impact on RTA?
Yes.
I don't know. Right now, I don't know.
Unsure.
But I think it's going to be a really strong artifact.
Okay. It on Lilius is going to be broken. It's the must artifact for Lilius, in my opinion. Lilius needed an artifact, and I mean, Adamant was good.
Yeah.
But this will just be insanely strong.
So for people in chat that don't know, right, the new artifact that's coming out with a Fire Cecilia banner is it gives your unit itself, your caster, defense buff. No, defense. Oh, sorry, what was it again? Oh.
Increased defense.
Increased defense %. And then at the end of your turn, you essentially get the Fallen Cecilia passive, which is you put a shield based on your health on the lowest HP unit, right? So as chat saying and whatnot, right? Falconer Clear could also be really good, I think. Right? Like Falconer Clear is someone who rotates turns really fast. You have the heal, and you can now push shield too, right? Were thoughts on Arena discussed at all after the first week of the new season, specifically how fun climbing is these days? Yes, we actually just talked about that. Maybe about, I think, 20 minutes ago? 30 minutes ago? Careless? Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, it's fun. Quote unquote fun. Yeah. But yeah, aside from that, I think I'll leave it off here. good talk, whatnot. Just honestly, super random podcast that I just wanted to do since I haven't done one in a while. Thank you to all three of you guys for coming in last minute. Yeah, Panshui, Jinx, and Kyojin. And then first time, Kyojin being a new streamer too, probably not familiar with how this, how my podcast working well. And this is throwing you into the fire too. Was probably a little bit weird. What time is it for you? Also,
I'm not familiar how to do anything.
what time is it for you? Because you're in a different time zone, right?
Yes, 2:05 p.m.
Oh, okay, it's not that bad. Not that bad. I was worried it would be like mid morning for you or something. Which
Oh, the sun's out. Look, you can see it.
oh yeah, that's true.
This is a
That's true. Yeah. I've had a few moments where I was the last time I had Code on my podcast and he was up at like 2-3 a.m. for it, and that feels bad. But yeah. So aside from that, make sure Panshui, Jinx, yeah, Kyojin, just do like an outro. Yeah, tell people where they can find you if you stream or whatnot, and I'll let you guys go.
Yeah, you can find me with life.
True.
And, definitely, and hopefully on the RTA ladder, I'll see you guys. So,
Panshui.
Yeah. You'll probably see me at twitch.tv/Panshui or on YouTube. You can actually just search on the search bar Panshui as well. I just do those kind of content, or you could join my Discord, but I can't really link my Discord because I'm banned in chat. It looks like, because I don't know why you guys want to ban me. Hey,
Keck.
why you guys gotta be so offended, hey?
And Kyojin.
I'm mostly an RTA streamer, so you'll find me doing a lot of RTA without most of the meta units, since I can't seem to pull any, like Tywin, right?
True.
And Fallen Cecilia. Oh god, if only. But yeah, you can catch me doing that at twitch.tv/Kyojin_VER01.
All right, thank you, and once again, congrats on your partnership too on Twitch.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without this amazing community.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad more streamers are popping in. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing content with non-meta units into the community there. Definitely showing a lot of people stuff. And yeah, aside from that, guys, thank you guys for joining me on the podcast. Peace.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.